Hi and welcome to Made of Yarn podcast. My name is Lotte and I'm coming from Sweden. I'm talking about yarn, what I'm doing with it, what my plans, what I have made and so on. It will be both about knitting and crochet also. If you were here before, I said I will talk about shawls. So I will show you my shawls and cowls that I have at home and also some footages. So today I will not show you what I'm wearing because I will have some shawls on me, so I will be warm. But I will also show you some movies I recorded earlier. Sometimes when I need something for others, I usually send it away directly and then I just have a photo. So I thought, why don't I make a film out of it so I can talk to you and show it what I thought about it and so on. So you will see. So it will be a mix between me talking here live and also some movies. I hope you will enjoy. You are so welcome. Old ones and new ones, really. Should I start with the shawls perhaps? No, I will start with something else that I finished. I have a pile here full of shawls and sweaters, so it's wobbling. I showed you, I think it was the last episode or so, this sweater. I made it now, I finished it now for my son-in-law Oliver. It's a free pattern. You have it also in Ravelry or in English. It's called Loge. I will link everything down in the box below. And if I forget something, please tell me. But I will do my best to remember it. We have a Swedish company called Edna, and they have patterns from Järbo and Svarta fåret. Swedish words, and so I hope you understand. But all their patterns are free now, and this one is one of them. The yarn in the pattern should be this one, Järbo Svensk ull Swedish wool 3-plied, but I didn't have it at home then. I had this one that I bought a while ago from Finland in Novita Isoveli. So I had to count it a little bit, make some adjustments. So he is size large, but I made this in size small to make it like a size large. And he doesn't know about this, so this will be a surprise for him. I know he likes the color because when they were home visiting us during New Year, I showed him some yarns and he said this color was one of them he liked. So this is a finished object. And then I also have a finished object that is not released yet. It's a test knit for a Swedish designer. Her name is Helene Olsson, but it's called Garnfrun on Instagram and on Ravelry. I don't know if it's the same. If you say in Swedish, we call it trumpet arms because they are like shaped as a trumpet. So this is a new pattern also for new, it meant for new knitters. So it's easy to read, easy to knit. And this is a new yarn for me to knit with. It's a Norwegian yarn, Viking of Norway, alpaca Maya. So it's brushed alpaca and something more. Oh, I will show you. I have it here. It is superfine alpaca, merino wool and nylon. Because I'm knitting also one more. This one is for, the brown one is for my youngest daughter Amanda in size small. And then I'm making the largest size also for my daughter Lovisa. So she will release the pattern when all test knitters have finished their objects, and I had to make 2 of them, but it's fluffy and light as a cloud. Now I have fibers in my mouth again. Now I'll show you some shawls and some cowls. I will also afterwards show you a footage of photos that I have on earlier shawls I made that I gave away. I dropped something, so I'm back. The first one, have you been here before? You have seen some of this. This one is, it's called Gunnis Engle shawl, angel shawl, something like that. It's from a Norwegian designer, but this pattern was also then in English, so that's why I was kind of test knitted it, not particularly the pattern, because it was already out on Ravelry in Norwegian, but it was for to read to check the English one. Then I have, this was also test knit some years ago for Kalura Hudson. I don't know if it's the right, we can see here, it's a asymmetric shawl. With a long end here. See if I can do it like this. I will check my notes for the name, so you know it. It is something Over the Sea to the Sky by Kalura Hudson. I made it in the Finnish wool Novita 7 Brothers. It's Aran worsted weight yarn, something like that. So it's not that big. On the project photo she has, it for me it looks so big, but it's not that big. But we have a Swedish word. Have you heard it? We call it lagom. It's not too big, it's not too small, it's perfect in the middle. So that's lagom. It's a perfect size, actually. I also had test knitted another shawl for her, Kalura Hudson. And that's the Language of Flowers shawl. It's a big shawl. I don't know if you see it because I'm behind here. It's like a spine in the middle. It's really beautiful, I had to say. And the edge is beautiful. This is a shawl, I love it, but I don't use it so much as I wanted. I usually have it when I go out, when I'm not that much dressed, but we'll see. I have lip gloss on, so I'll do that like this. So when I go to check the mailbox, I know I am really warm like this. I knitted it in let loopy. So it's a really warm yarn. Shawl also. Yeah, one of the shawls, but it's lovely to have over your shoulders also. I will throw it in a new pile. My hair is so messy now. Another shawl, we have a Swedish podcaster, designer, also Kia, and she has Kia's Bod. She made this shawl, but a bigger one some years ago, connection shawl. You make the body first and then you knit a braid that is the same on both sides. Afterwards, I will pause because my husband comes. Now he what did you want? Oh, sorry. Another shawl is this one. It's called Tracy shawl. It's by Jorge Locatelli. When you look at her project photos, it's really it's a big shawl. So I was so surprised when this was finished, because it goes up from up here about to my waist. So it's not that big, but it's a really nice, smaller, thinner shawl. And when it's a sock yarn, when it's in merino, soft merino yarn like this, it's really soft. So Tracy shawl by Jorge Locatelli, and the yarn is from here in Sweden, in the diary Moods of Color. Talking about Jorge Locatelli, I think this was the first test knit for her. Actually, I have so many shawls and cows, and mostly I take this one because it's fast to take on and then leave the house. This is the hipster cow, a fun knit. I saw her last episode, and now she's making a shawl again with this pattern in, but she has other shawls also with it. I don't know, remember, it's some hipster shawl. This is hipster cow, but hipster shawl and hipster shawl light, something like that. I really love it. I don't remember exactly the yarn, but I think it was it's 100% wool from this company, Novita from Finland. I know I bought the other skeins I had. I dyed them with birch leaves, but then my niece Renee got them, and she made a beautiful cardigan with lace cardigan with it. So one of the first shawls I knitted, first shawls, that's I made many shawls that I have left, is this one. It's called UFO. One, I have made some of these. One of them, it was the first test knit I made. Her name is Lena. She had another name before on Ravelry and on Instagram. Now she's called Knuten with a Q. But I don't think she is designing anything anymore. I haven't used this one for years, actually. I found it in the drawer. And this is knitted in also the Finnish brand Novita Nalle. Tracy Miller is one of the designers I knitted much from. Mostly socks, but also she makes shawls, cowls, and in this case a wrap. This one is Beach Days wrap. Oh, can you see it? And it's made in Holst Super Soft, just one thread. So it's a thinner shawl or wrap. It's a nice to have on around the shoulders on a summer evening or around the neck winter time. So now the pile was too high. I test knitted twice for Christine Leder from Woolenvine. This one is the Kallan Mai cowl. I have never used it because I will try it on so you can see. It's too, if it was a little bit wider, I could have it like a shrug over my shoulders. It would have been nice, but now I can't do it like that. And you see, I don't know what to do with it. And here it's too wide, so it doesn't make any. It's not. I have no use for it more than, I don't know. Perhaps I forget it now and then. If you see, I have here brown yarn. This is 2-plied, but this is 1-plied from same company. It's a mill near me called Filtmakeriet. It's such a beautiful, nice yarn. So perhaps if I frog it here and make it can be like wide down here, but then I perhaps can make a narrower around the so it's narrow around the neck. Perhaps I could frog it all, but in the same time it's sad because it's nice. But I don't know how many years since I made it and never used it, sadly. We'll see what I will do with it. And then I have another a shawl that I made, also test knitted for her, Christine Lehrer. It's the Stoker shawl. It's quite wide. You have tassels in 3 corners. It's a nice lace pattern, and here it's so nice spine, or how to say. It's a little bit flat because I had it on the back of my chair, so it's I have flattened them the bubbles out. It's also in Novita 7 Brothers. It's a Aran sock yarn from Finland, but we have it also here in Sweden. Or we just have some cold tea. Oh, cold. I made it. It's nothing to do with knitting, but I made some. I don't drink coffee. I don't like tea more than when it's made like shy. They are like with I can't remember the words, like cinnamon, cloves, bay leaves, and then I don't know the English word for them. So I cooked them in some water, and it's so good. I have a favorite tea. I don't remember the brand, but it's a tiger on it. So it tastes almost like the same, and you don't have to have any honey or sweetener in it. Something make it sweet. It's so good. So now we talk about a crochet thing, cowl that I crocheted. This is the country bandana. Was it that? Bandana cowl. Do I have it here? Something. Country Girl bandana by Tiffany Hansen. She also have a YouTube channel, and it's so nice because you can follow her every step to make everything she shows you almost. It's crocheted flat, and then I crocheted it together in the back, but it's that shape, you can see. The yarn, I can't remember which country it was. Some of the Baltic countries I ordered some years ago. A little rougher, scratchier yarn. Nice. We have Swedish designer. She's not designing for the moment, but she have designed a lot. Christine Blom, same name as me, but we are not related. This is the Blood Moon shawl. And if you're interested, I made an interview with her over a year ago. I think it's episode 5. But if you can see, I'm not sure if you can see, you see me and her together on the photo. So I interviewed her about her design, and she showed something of her designs. She's lovely. She's a woman. It's the Blood Moon shawl. We have in Sweden, she's famous among designers, people overall. Sofia Karlsson. Now she's called Sophia's Tales. I've tested it also for her a lot, but never what I know of is a shawl. But this one is the Together shawl. In Swedish it's tillsammans. Actually, I have never used this one because I don't have so much red. So it's just been laying in the drawer. And it's small bubbles all over. And it was a pain for my wrists. Our wrists here, yeah. I'm throwing it, oops. Another of her shawls is this one called Skymning. I don't know if it's, you have a, she has named it in English. This is a nice yarn, that the green one, I have dyed it myself with birch leaves. And the lace here is with aronia berries. It's a nice shawl. And it was so fun to knit it. So then I had much leftovers of let loopy yarn at that time. Oops. So I made a big one. If you've been here before, you have seen it. Let me see if I can. So here is the half of it. It's really, really big. It never ends, you know. So it's more like a blanket, you have it around you. So it's the same pattern. It's nice, a nice pattern. And this is so big, so big. It's perfect to have in the chair or in the sofa. You can have it also over the knees. Then I have the last one here. It's with no name. I mostly every year when we have our wedding anniversary, I get yarn from our son Hampus, the oldest one, in alpaca. So I made a kind of a, I don't know what to call it, shawl, not a shawl, a cowl, kind of. I just have it like this, and I can just change, because I made it like twisted it, so I can just move it around depending on what color or stripe I would like to have in the front. So this was what I have at home now, but I will show you also these footages of the ones that I said before that I have found in both my Ravelry and on Instagram. So I will put it in here so you can see that. now you've seen, I made also so much more, but I haven't any photos of them. Many years ago I'm still, I will start again. We had some friends of mine, we made some snail mails, sending each other each month packages and letters, gifts also. So I also made, if you saw in the last movie here, shawl was called pyttipanna. It's a Swedish word, but the pattern, I will link it also, is in also in English. It's a nice pattern. So many times I knitted one for the one we had each month. We have had a new friend to write to, so I asked about their colors of choice, what they liked, and then I sent a shawl to them also. So I don't know how many times I knitted this pyttipanna shawl. It's so nice. I have to have something to drink. Some years now here in Sweden, we had former podcasters, audio podcasters who was called Mothers Knit, something like that. They started 1 week a year. They call it in Swedish slakta stashen, like, how do you say when you slakta? Are you butchering something? Butchering your stash. So we could, on Instagram, we put out what if we have something to sell, yarns, leftovers, pattern books, and so on. So actually I sold something this year because I had so much that I will never finish it and make something in it. But then so it's such a fun thing to do. Last year, I didn't buy anything this year. Last year I bought some books that I love. Then I also have, oh, sorry, I kicked you here. Sorry. I just moved my leg. What I should say, I have much yarn with, again, just one skein here and a half skein there. What will I do with it? Well, I can, and I am doing also, I'm making blankets. But could I do something more? Yes, I can. So like this, you can see here, it's one example. I will show you a film. This is just a granny square with a flower in the middle. So I'm making ponchos for little girls that I know. So I will show you, I will put in a film here. I made for a year ago or more some squares that should be a blanket, but I haven't finished it. It's been laying just in a basket, and then I come to think about why not make it to a poncho for a little Jill. So I made this one from 4 squares and crocheted it together with this zigzag crochet method, and knitted some ears, embroidered eyes and nose. I don't know if it's a bear or dog or cat or whatever it is. And then I also knitted a collar and put some elastic thread in it. And Jill, she is 9-10 months, something like that. She is a friend to my brother's grandchild, Daisy. So this is for Jill, and then I also made something for Jill's bigger sister, Clara. Then I crocheted squares, you can see here, with flowers in the middle. So it's just granny squares, and then in this same, like I did with the other one, crochet together with this zigzag, and also made a color. Perhaps I will also put some elastic thread in this one, so it not will be too wide. For Clara is 2.5 years, something like that. It's all leftover yarns I had here. It's a little thicker yarns. It's perhaps Aran-ish. So these ones are for Jill and Clara. And then I also made one for our Daisy. Then I made a regular poncho, also with leftover yarns, more softer ones. The only one I know for abroad living person, it's this Drops Air, otherwise it's from cheaper stores here in Sweden. It's really it's like a kitten, or it's Angora. No, Angora, no, alpaca, I mean alpaca. Sorry, so it's like a alpaca. Really soft. So 3 ponchos for 3 little girls. Oh, the other one fell down. Like this. So this one, now I started this one for a girl not far from me, called her name is Esmeralda, called Esme, and she liked pink. And then I know also another girl, Bianca, and I asked her mother what her favorite color is, and it's pink, but also yellow. So I will make something, a poncho also for them. So that's really a nice way to use leftovers, but of course you can make a blanket of it, but to dress small girls also is quite fun, isn't it? Then I also will make for them, I made one doll for our Daisy, my brother's granddaughter. So if you're following me on Instagram, you already seen this movie, but I will put in so you will see this little baby doll. It's knitted, it's a pattern, Babies in Bunches by Susan B. Anderson. So I will put it in here so you see it. Wasn't she cute? So I will make, oh no, I threw it, but I will make a doll, and the blanket around will be in this Barbie pink, then also for Esmeralda. It's I lost the word, forget it. I will just see so I don't talk about the same things again here. Here in Sweden we have a company, I think you all heard it before, if you're not new, of course. We have a company called Edna. They have these brands that I show you here before, Järbo, and they have Svarta Fåret and some more also. They also sell Let Loopy and from Eastex. Anyway, they asked if some of us who have podcasts here in Sweden, if we wanted something from their new collection, to knit something. Let me see if I have here it is. So I asked my daughter Amanda if she knew if her husband Oliver, that I made the other one for, the Bordeaux colored, if he wanted something. Let's see if I can find it here, because he really loved knits. Where is it? Here it is, in the beginning. So I got yarn for this one. It's called Bönan. Böna it's a bean also, but it's a place about 80 km from us to the south, where my oldest brother lives, and it's by the sea. Sorry. And my brother said it's so beautiful there. So they made all the footages from that area. But you can find also, this is a free booklet from here in Swedish yarn stores. But all the patterns, you can find them free on Ravelry also, but you can go also on Edna and check out their patterns. So to have free patterns, it's gold, really. And they have designers from Sweden, from Nordic countries, also some from abroad. I mean, from America or something. I can't remember now. But check them out. And we got so much more fun things in this package, newer yarns and something, and I also got a set to embroider. I'm not that good at it because it was my mother's things. I have so many how is it called, she made embroideries that she framed. I have them upstairs and in another room. But this one, I guess I can make them for our little Daisy. I said also, before I will end, we have on Instagram in Swedish also, they called the knitters, but in Swedish. So every day it's a new knitter that they have a subject they every month. So they talk about and show knits and so on. And a couple of days ago, it was a woman that, because they call it, they call it poor February. Many, they said they don't have so much money in February. But she put out questions of people answers. I asked her, can I use this perhaps for my next podcast? Because I was so touched by what they were talking about and writing to her about, because for many it's shame in knitting. For example, because they can afford more. Now I have German words in my head. Expensive yarns. Some said that she don't go to knit cafes, for example, because she's ashamed, because she can only afford to knit with acrylic yarns. But it's the spectra, both the ones who can't afford, but many can really afford. So how they think about these people, and these ones think about these ones, and we in between. So I don't know if you understand, because I also said to my Swedish, I recorded the Swedish episode also before, because I come to think, when I read this, I'm also a little bit the same, because when I show some brands that I bought in a cheaper store, I almost are ashamed to show it. And then I think, why? But I will not talk about this more. That will be in the next episode. So what I would love you to, if you have an opinion about this, if you anything, questions, or what you like to say, please write it to me so I can have something more. If you like to write it down here, or if you want to write to me on Instagram so it's more private, you are so welcome. There I am, Gjort av Garn. So I would really love to hear how it is where you live. Is it the same perhaps as this one from Sweden? How they reacted to her questions? It was really interesting. But that will be next time, actually. So I hope first that you enjoyed. I'm still so thirsty. Sorry. I hope you enjoyed this episode with my shawls and so on, and my films. And I hope you will come back again. And if I'm asking again, when you heard it so many times also from others, but if you like this, please a thumbs up, and you can write something if you like. That's the way also that YouTube notice that I'm existing, so more people can see this. So thank you if you like it, of course. But we will see when we can see each other next time. Thank you so much for your patience, that you're taking your time to visiting me. Bye.